Transformers Generation Shatterglass Goldbug. Now, as I mentioned in one or two videos ago, I actually don't remember, the new Selects Goldbug came out and I did not like it. Basically, it just, like every other thing in the Shatterglass subline so far, has been pretty great, and I don't get how Goldbug is the one that they screw up on, because even ones like Megatron, where it turned into a tank, and obviously it couldn't have been a jet, but they actually at least tried to make it a jet with adding extra parts and everything to make it more of like a mixture of like the G1 and Fun Pub designs. However, now we have the newer one that's the Cliff Jumper mold, and like, why? Like, they could have made it Sunstreaker, they could have made it, like, Runamuck or Runabout, like, that mold. Could have even made it the Cyberverse Deluxe Bumblebee. Like, any of these would have been totally fine. But no, they make it that. And just, like, it just doesn't really feel like the character at all. What kills me, too, is that the bio is the exact same, where, like, you know, he proved himself over time, and he was granted an upgraded body. And, like, that's just implying this is the upgraded body. What was the first one for this one? Because it's implied the first one was like a G1-ish Bumblebee normally. Like, what was it here? But anyways, small rant aside, that's what inspired this custom. That, and also a friend of mine did a similar custom, and so, once again, similar to, I don't know if I mentioned it in the Shatterglass Grimlock review, but he also inspired that custom, so here we are again. Thanks, man. Anyways, look at the paints first. Of course, we're going to go with some spray paints, which I used light gray primer as normal. If it'll focus, come on. There you go. Used TS6 matte black, which I've never actually used the matte black spray. I usually use like the regular black, but I want something different. And of course, for all this, I top coated it with some clear. Then hand paints, I used some flat black on some small areas. Fixed a few things and also a few areas that I couldn't just spray paint. Used a bit of red. Some metallic blue. Some flat aluminum. Some gunmetal. And lemon yellow. Which I have, which my friend also discovered that this is probably like the easiest yellow to use for hand painting, and can confirm it's still not super easy, but it's better. Anyways, here we have him in the alt mode, and as you can see, this is based on the Thrilling 30 Bumblebee mold. More specifically, this is the Gold Fire version. But unfortunately, I couldn't deck this thing out in a bunch of yellow like the old toy, because there isn't a ton of spots that I really could. Like, I could have done there, which I debated on it, but since I spray painted all this, I also didn't want to risk it, like, overflowing or messing up or anything, which how the arms work now, the doors don't entirely line up, but we'll get to that in robot mode. The front is where I did the most here, and I can't even focus on it. It's like I did the yellow there, the metallic blue was used on all these headlights, flat aluminum, and gunmetal in the vent. So there's gunmetal in there too, which you can see. It just kind of looks like it's reflecting, which I think is kind of funny. Back here, also fully, like, I repainted these red. They were red on the original toy, and I painted them again. Freaking going, this is this channel going overboard on a custom for no reason. And some silver down there to add some life, and the yellow. So yeah, just for comparison, here he is with the actual Shatterglass Goldbug. Which again, yeah, I couldn't really add that much yellow, unfortunately. Like, I would have loved to deck this thing out like this. If only Toy Hacks made like some yellow striping stickers for this mold, I'd be all over it, man. But yeah. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get him into his robot mode. And here he just looks fantastic. Now, there technically isn't a ton of new paint here, per se. It's just that the little bit of new paint there is, I think, turned out pretty well. The one thing about the car mode is that this is actually the hand-painted matte black, which I found matches alright. It's barely off, but it's not too noticeable. Because I want to keep the feet blue, but I didn't want to have to, like, mask the whole foot and then spray paint just the top, so. Anyways, let's move this up a little bit. You can see this is actually the Goldfire head, however I just painted the eyes red. And then I also painted the back of the head in matte black. Because it was originally a really bright blue, and I was like, nah, that's too much. The arms here, I actually painted this yellow bit there before I attached the doors, which we'll get to in a minute. This whole chest section, I think, turned out really nice. The Autobot logo was really difficult to fit in there. It barely fits. It's the smallest one that I have, except I cut off the borders, and it just hardly fits in the little square. I'm so glad it does. Otherwise, I'd have no idea where to put insignia on this thing. And then I like how these end up making the legs look a bit more dynamic. Since I was heavily debating on painting these yellow or not, but I decided not to, just for the sake of paint chipping and stability. And then, speaking of that, the arms here, they had like this one bit on that jutted out, to where it would make it to where the arm could only move like that far on like rotation, but now it can move all the way around, and then even bent, it can move an okay amount. I kind of wish I would have thought about this before, and I would have just shaved that off, and yeah, but we're here now. So anyways, the elephant in the room, the doors, they're on the arms now. And this is actually why my friend did this custom, and this is all credit to him, the door thing, because I would have never thought of this in 100 years. What you do is actually the joint that they're on, you can just cut them off of it and like shave it down. Didn't do the best job of shaving them down, but they're in the back, it's fine. And then you can't just slot them in. I thought you could just slot them in, but no, they'd fall right out, so you just have to glue them on. And once you do that, you basically have Cybertron hotshot arms, which I think works out real well. Let me just this camera back down a bit. And again, for comparison, here he is with normal Shatterglass Goldbug. And I do like how this newer take looks. Like I think this is a lot more of a spiritual successor. Like there's a lot less yellow, but I still think it's very recognizable as Shatterglass Goldbug. See, Shatterglass Goldbug, there's a thin line between the Stealth Bumblebee and Shatterglass Goldbug, and we gotta walk that. Because I feel the alt mode's a bit more Stealth Bumblebee, but the road mode's a bit more Shatterglass Goldbug. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing to worry about all the time. And then one more comparison. Here he is with the new Shatterglass Prime, my custom one anyways. And I do think these two look quite nice together. I think he fits in very well with like the newer figures and just the new Shatterglass stuff in general. I'm very glad I've done this custom. I don't know if I'm gonna order the new one or not. Like, I still want the comic, and Jetfire, spoiler alerts, I think he's rumored to be the last one, and I'm probably gonna get him. And it's like I might as well get all of them, especially for the comics, because I do want to review the comic in some way. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'll probably mention it in a community post, like some of the options I've already thought of for reviewing the comics, but we'll get there when we get there. The only thing that sucks is I can't do like the crossed arm pose that he does on the card, but the old toy can do it. I think that's kind of funny. So he can't cross his arms enough to do it. He just kind of he's just like, he sort of tries, but he's just rubbing his hands together. He's cold. But yeah. Oh yeah, this mold also has a waist joint. I forgot this mold had a waist joint because I hadn't messed with it in so long before I got this custom. And I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, I do love how this looks. Very, very happy that I did this. My friend is a freaking genius with coming up with these. He actually also came up with this really smart reuse. I'm not gonna do this one, but I figure I'll mention it. For Shatterglass Ricochet, just get Just get Fall of Cybertron Sideswipe, and then just get like a Fall of Cybertron Jazz Head. You basically got him. He's there. You're done. Which I thought that was really clever too. I'm planning on doing a custom one in the future. If I'll actually get the mold for it, who knows. But yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, be sure to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can come check out my Facebook and Tumblr pages, links in the description below. And you can also come join the Infinus on Discord server, also linked in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.